Waking up at 5 o'clock. Mouthwash by jogging 5 numbers. Then had to inhale 1,000 pieces of soil. Finally, you have to carry the trainer. Running up the stairs. The reason for him to train so hard. Just to beat the lover. Her ex. Rivals are famous for their extremely cruel hands. When TM12 people went to meet his grandparents. So is this guy. Can you defeat him? How did it go? Let's find out. Senna is an incredibly strong girl. Specializing in training for martial artists. Professional boxer now. Whoever is trained by her also becomes into a monster. But the most prominent must be Zek. On the battlefield, he is an invincible god of war, with 12 wins by knockout. Zek didn't just win the match, but also successful virginity by their coaches. Senna and he had a beautiful time together. What's better than having a girl? The lover is always by his side. Like one day when Senna came back from going out, suddenly discovered Zek, again, posting an affair with you, her girl in the throne, their house. This is unacceptable. She ran away from home, ending his relationship with Zek. This also made her extremely depressed. Not only that, Senna, at this time, there is no place to live. I don't have much money left. Through which she has to find a apartment for rent in a condominium. When she knocked on the host's door, is a guy again. Just saw her. He refused shared accommodation, even though Senna tried to beg him for help. But the result is that the young man still plays. The door chased her away. This made Senna feel very disappointed. Returning to the gym, she received again bad news from the manager. After her story, Zek has also left the club. This has caused enormous damage. When their best fighter had left, that Zeke also had a match tonight, marking the return from the wound, thereby being awaited by many people. Yet their club, nothing can be gained from that match. At this time, Senna also held the V, put the silk up, and discovered the fighter confronting Zek again was the guy who hosted the house just now. So she decided to go watching that match. Because Zek and she put all the money on that guy. However, Zek is still a monster. On this field, must easily overwhelm their opponents. Attacking the other guy, there is no chance to cross-examine. As a result, Zek had a war. Win extremely easily. From outside, Senna also witnessed all. She promised herself that she would have to do everything, so that Zek has to taste failure. Immediately afterwards, she went to find the other guy. Lucky to meet him in the gym. At this time, Senna offered to do it. His 4 personal trainers. Who would have thought that Bray would have immediately refused, and thought that Senna had nothing? Let me learn. Made her have to introduce the The body is the one who created out the monster to defeat. You said last night. If she agreed, she would help him, defeat him, and take revenge. Just here, Bray was a little interested, thereby giving her a 1-week probation. Senna, at this time, also gave a condition. I have to let her live with me. So from now on, she is not worried about sleeping on the street. Starting from the next morning, 2, who practiced together. At first, Bray didn't even want to confront. Senna was just afraid of hurting her. But this trainer source constantly provoked, force him to beat Miss Hoang. After a while, Bray had to make a move. I thought I would win. She easily. Who would have thought that everything would be completely the opposite? Every blow Senna threw was very dangerous, causing Bray to be quickly knocked out. At this time, he knew that he owned a source of quality trainers. How much? From here, he followed all her instructions. The first is that eating and drinking must obey the regime. No alcohol, and absolutely do not use stimulants. In addition, the practice is also extremely strict. At 5 a.m. every day, they will wake up together. Rinse your mouth by jogging 10 numbers. Then, 4,000 push-ups. In addition, you have to pull the bar while letting Senna hit her in the stomach. This has made the ability to withstand his strikes improve. Finally, the 2 of them will practice together, training by competing against each other. And of course, Bray fails every time. Thereby to win Jack, he has to try harder. Senna also realized the problem at this time. Bray's reflexes are very poor. So she led him to the riverbank, took a scarf over his eyes, then let him practice feeling the judgment, guess the opponent's attack. At times like this, they seem to understand each other better. Bray then also asked why he was so good, so she didn't go to the competition. Senna also confided that she actually have also thought about it. However, he was stopped by Jack. Just want you to upset the trainer. He's indeed an extremely selfish person, while Bray is completely in grave. When she told her to do it, what they are doing, so that you don't have to apologize in the future. Hate anything. It is those things that make Senna a lot more confident. Not long after the two are in the gym, then suddenly Jack appeared to cause trouble. He wanted to resume his old love with Senna, but it is impossible. She also slapped Jack by declaring, "We'll be sad to train Bray to defeat him." This made him extremely bitter. Was about to get into a fight with Bray, but the blow was easily dissolved. In retaliation for that action, Senna held an iron pipe and smashed it. Jack's beloved masonry. Then just jumped into the car and escaped. And Jack only knows how to chase, in bitterness. At this time, the practice is also encountered many difficulties because they don't have enough pages, equipment for practice. In order not to affect the development of Bray, Senna led him to the club. His former ministry persuaded the boss to let him join the team. If Bray can take down Jack in the upcoming match, in short, they will have a champion again. At that time, the loss of the club will be resolved. After a moment of persuasion, the boss finally agreed. So from here they just had enough equipment to practice. But he was not afraid of being bothered by Jack coming here. But after a long time of contact, the two also pleaded for affection. They became closer. And whatever comes, it must come. They had become a couple. All day long, the military decided to marry each other. However, they still do not, forgetting the practice task, because the opponent is an extremely ruthless person. In last night's match, Jack won. He even deliberately made the opponent, his defense, return to the golden stream. But that didn't make the two of them afraid, even took it as a move. Forced to try harder. They know that there is only one way to prevent. That monster was the one who defeated him. But to do that, they must be more intelligent. The practice time is also because the position is increased. Take advantage of any time and anywhere to practice. Thereby, Bray's level is also have been significantly improved. The day of the match is also approaching, but at this time, suddenly, something happened. When the two went to the funeral, married with 4 friends. Unfortunately, Jack also appears here. But when Senna went to the toilet alone, he approached to repent of the things before. I hope she can forgive and return to his side. But in return, you can only receive Senna's disgust. At the same time that Bray also appeared here, as soon as he saw him, he provoked again. However, Bray's guard didn't bother to just turn around. He suspected that Jack was the god he was, things that kill the whole family. This makes the male protagonist not can be patient any longer. Just gave him a punch that broke his mouth. Then they just rushed into battle with each other, directly ruined the whole wedding. But when you don't notice Jack holding the foie, then slamming at Bray, at this time, everyone was in a hurry. The battle also ended there, but after this, it made Senna and Bray were angry at each other, because he has never confided in my private life tells you. Now Bray also tells the truth. He used to live with his mother. Life is too difficult. His mother had to work 3 jobs at once, and once forever played until the night. Still don't know the way back, causing his mother to find a grandmother. The lucky guy died in an accident. This is also the reason why he always has a trellis. Because of me, my mother had to die. Hearing that story, Senna was also very sad. Want to hug you in your arms to comfort him. But accidentally discovered Bray's rib fog was broken, making it difficult for him to get on the floor. Head to Jack, too. So she advised him not to participate in a battle somewhere. Who would have thought that Bray would leave it all out? Even the hot pot, that if she didn't, if I participate, I will solve Jack. After speaking, he turned around and left. But writing that love is real, very serious. If you deliberately compete with could cause him to lose his life. However, Bray did not want to admit defeat when they have not yet stepped on the first floor. Not long after the match also took place, because I was too worried about my lover for a long time. After Senna is also here, in the hope that Bray can defeat Jack. However, everything is very difficult. Himself is seriously injured. The opponent is too strong. When competing, Bray had no way to attack, but constantly being pressured by the enemy, close to the corner of the feeding punch. At this time, even the most optimistic person think Bray can win. The game was completely overwhelmed by Jack. Outside, Senna was extremely worried. If this continues, it is very likely that Bray will be beaten to death. He kept getting up and was knocked down by his opponent. However, the male protagonist still tried to stand up. Use all your strength to launch one bulb kick towards the opponent. Who would have expected to be easily solved by Jack? Make people think that the match is about to have a result. Then suddenly, Bray launched one super strong hookstone, directly lowering the Jack pond, through which he also won the victory. Continuous outside audience, scratching and shouting congratulations. Senna also quickly entered the production. Fighting with him is fun. I didn't expect Jack's name to wake up at this time. He didn't intend to play dirty sneak attack. But, unfortunately, that punch accidentally hit Senna in the face. It made her unconscious on the spot, then taken to the emergency hospital, in critical condition. Thinking that for this to happen, it is my fault. So Bray no longer has a crested face to deal with to her lover when she wakes up. So he wrote a picture. The letter then left. Not long after, Senna also woke up, but received the news of the attack that Bray had already left. This made her very sad because, at this time, if you need me the most, you leave. After being discharged from the hospital, she returned. The house of two people. However, the rest here is just a memory. Moving time to 1 year later, everything has returned to normal. Senna still comes to the room regularly, training as before. But suddenly, today Bray appeared. He came back to find her. Directly apologize for neglecting. She was in the most difficult time. Bray doesn't expect Senna to forgive yourself, but I still want to send a message. Sincerely apologize to her. During the past 1 year, he thought a lot, and decided to retire and transfer to do another job. Senna also spoke up at this time, said she wouldn't forgive him. Before he helped her do one thing, then just walk over and write your news in the traditional athlete plaque. Then why do you want to replace him? Continue to participate in competitions. So the two of them continued together again, each other to conquer the next challenges. The movie is also out here. Hello and see you. You're in the next movie. Bye bye.
If you love movies as much as we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, share it with fellow film fans, and drop your hot takes in the comments.